Alright, so on screen right now is the skill that we made into this video. But bear in mind, this video isn't purely just about making a skill. It's kind of me explaining, like, I guess you could say, how I organize things properly in Studio. So yes, it's going to be very useful to somebody who doesn't really know how to like organize the scripts and whatnot. We're going to be using module scripts, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're interested, I'm saying drop a like, all that. 200 likes on open source. It's in my Discord server. You guys already know we open source like 2 different videos in my Discord server already. So yeah, join up. Alright, so as you guys can see, I added a lot of scripts. I'm gonna be explaining what all of them do, so don't worry. And yeah, so pretty much what we did was inside starter player scripts, we added 2 local scripts, one called user input and one called client replicator. The reason why we have a client replicator is because normally when you're scripting on Roblox, when you script directly on the server and you're scripting like, you know, the particles and whatnot on the server, it causes a lot of lag, which is why when you play certain games, your FPS, you get like hella FPS drops and stuff. So it's better to replicate the effects onto the client, which is what we're going to be doing here, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it pretty much. But yeah, so we made 2 local scripts, one user input, one client replicator. Then we made 2 server scripts, one called main and one called server. And we also made flame module, which is going to be the actual like all the flame skills in the game, and 3 remote events. One is called a skill replicator, one is called a skill remote, and one is called a single client. The single client is like for when you want to replicate, let's just say a camera shake to only one person, that kind of thing. So that's when you would use single client, and the rest you fire to all the clients. But I'm going to be explaining it, so don't worry. So yeah, as you can see here in this script, pretty much what is happening here is I'm pretty much just detecting when the user presses a button and if they're holding it. So let me show you what I mean. So if I run it and I hold Z, it prints is holding, and I let go of Z, it prints stop holding. So this is how I'm going to pretty much make it so that I can use the skill and, you know, charge the skill and whatnot. And yeah, I did it by using, you guys can see the code here, it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, so then the reason, as you guys can see here, this is something I normally don't add, but I use an attribute. So if I join the game, and you can see here inside of my character, I have an attribute called skill set, and iframes and attacking and whatnot. My skill set is set to flame, and this code will only run if my skill set is set to flame. So inside of main, pretty much what I'm doing is, so whenever a player joins or they die, they get these attributes. So if I wanted to give myself, I don't know, give myself thunder, then when I run the game, now that I'm pressing Z, nothing is happening because it's checking if I have the skill set of flame, and I don't, so it's not letting me do anything. But yeah, we got a little bit off topic. You guys probably not here for that. So yeah, that's what that does. And then we have a server script and a flame module, and obviously we still have the client replicator as well. But I'm going to be explaining as we go on, like as I go on, what I do. So yeah. Alright, so next up you got the server script. So pretty much it's pretty simple, I'm not gonna lie, and this is the reason why I actually did it. The whole reason I'm doing all of this is just for organization, because if you guys look at some of my old videos and stuff, like it starts getting very tedious when it comes to scripting the skills, especially on the server. So pretty much what we're doing is we have the module script here, as you can see, and the module script has functions inside, and one function here handles like, you know, the charging of the skill, and the second function handles the actual firing of the skill. So inside of the server, depending on the argument that the user input sent, it would tell the module to run. So essentially, you can see here, if the holding is true, then it sends to the server, and then the server will run this module here, and it will run this function. But if it's not, and it's shoot skill instead, which is all the way over here, that means the player like let go of holding the key, or they reach the maximum amount of time, then it will just fire the shoot skill. And inside the module script here, I just made it print firing skill. But imagine for now there's code inside that's actually like, you know, making the stuff do it. So now if I hold Z, you can see it says it's holding and module is handling stuff now. And bear in mind, I did not stop holding it. That was like the automated like 3-second max thing. But as you can see, it said stopped holding and firing skill. So if I do it again, but I'm just tap it this time, you can see it just does all of it. You can see I can hold it and let go. So that's kind of like the, like I guess you could say, the framework for the skill done. So now we're actually gonna make the skill work and whatnot. Oh yeah, I forgot to show, but this is the VFX I'm working with today. This is like the charge up. This is the actual punch thing. Oops. This is the punch. And then this is like a little cool effect that I found. It spawns like above your character, and obviously you got the smoke and whatnot. So yeah, let's start scripting this skill, bro. Alright, so pretty much what we did here is we just played the animation. But one thing that I did have to do is, because of the way the animation that I had worked, was that it was actually one full animation. So I pretty much split it into 2 different animations. and since we're working with modules, it's pretty weird. So I had to store the current animation inside of a table, so later on I can delete that current animation when it's time to play the second part of the animation. It's pretty annoying, but if I had like two good animation that like synced very well, it would have worked pretty good. But yeah, that's besides the point. So you can see now if I'm holding the skill, it says is holding and it stops at this point, and then it says firing skill after 3 seconds. But obviously it didn't play the second part of the animation because we didn't do it yet. So let's do it. Alright, so as you can see, we added a lot of more stuff now. We pretty much just made the second part of it. So when the character, we made a function as well that stops the animation, but then when the character like, I'm so bad at explaining, bro. So yeah, let's just say it pretty much plays the second part of the animation, it plays the sound, and it sends into the client replicator all the information that it needs. You can see here I sent information to the client replicator multiple times. So right now, as you can see, if I were to use the skill, wrong button, if I were to use the skill, I can charge it and let go. It does the sound. Obviously no VFX is shown, and that's because we don't want to be doing the VFX on the server. We want to do it on the individual client, but we did fire all clients, which means it's going to be on everybody's screen. So that way when I do the effects like this, you're going to be able to see the effects. But if I were on the server like this, nothing would actually show up, so it would like prevent the game from lagging itself and stuff. So all right, so this is the client replicator. It's pretty much me just spawning in the VFX, spawning in, you know, making the camera shakes and whatnot. I'm not gonna show the full code for this because I'm not gonna lie to you, copying and pasting is not gonna make you learn. Like if you actually really want to learn, join my Discord server, I got you guys. But copying and pasting is not really gonna help much, which is why I'm not gonna show the full code. But you guys can kind of like see it there. It's not really too complicated. I'm pretty much just, as you can see, I'm checking if the so I'm pretty much getting the value. Oops, I went too far there. Getting the value, and if, for example, the action is spawn VFX, then it sets the VFX to spawn at a certain location and it missed the particles. That's literally all it's doing. It's not that complicated. So now, if I run it, you guys will kind of see how it works. All right, so as you can see, we're in game. I hold Z, it holds down the skill. Then after 3 seconds, automatically just shoot it out. Play the sound. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound. I don't know why. I think my audio is bugged or something, but yeah. You can see I can just tap it once, it shoots out like instantly. But if I want, I could charge it, and yeah, look, let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna press it, but I'm gonna go into the server. You guys can kind of see what I mean. So let me show you. So look, I use it here on this character here, but on the server there's nothing there. Why? Because we're actually doing only the effects on the server, sorry, on the client. But obviously on the server you'll still be able to see the animation. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. On the server, you'll still be able to see the animation. Let me try to show you. You can still see the animation, but no effects. So that's pretty much the whole premise of this video. I wasn't really trying to like make a skill, I guess you could say. This is just like a random skill I decided to throw together. But yeah.